Good, y'all. With the summer season of anime ending, we're on the verge of the fall season beginning, and this one's shaping up very nicely. With this summer season being fairly lackluster beyond a few titles, relative to the recent seasons, of course, I believe this fall season has the potential to be one of, if not the best season of anime of all time. With that said, it's very top heavy though. Beyond the top 5 most anticipated, my expectations drop off quite a bit from there. Of course, with any season, there's quite a few throwaways that are almost certainly not going to be worth your time. Through all the anime releasing each season, it could be kind of hard to differentiate between those and possibly like some gems that won't receive much interest. So let's get started with some I believe have a chance to be worth the watch. Bocchi the Rock seems like something that could be interesting. Slaveworks is back once again with a slice of life series that revolves around young girls. I feel like this anime will probably be worked on as more of an afterthought, considering Spy Family is also being worked on by Slaveworks. But this new music series probably doesn't require too much thought when it comes to storytelling or common sense maybe, which are both things Cloverworks has shown they lack with. So we might receive just one of those kickback, chill, yep, pretty well produced slice of life series this season from Bocchi the Rock. I'll definitely check out the first episode, but honestly I'm not feeling too optimistic. I'm feeling like this is something that could result in something like a 7.5. And even though we're on any list right now, when I state my predictions, it's going to be based on MAL ratings because they're extremely volatile and they're pretty fucking funny to watch weekly. Raven of the Inner Palace. It's done by Bandai Namco, their biggest project obviously being Gintama and having a couple other successful series. The manga for Raven of the Inner Palace seems pretty decent. I've seen the trailer as well, and the production seems like it'll probably be average, if not slightly above average. I'm not too excited for this though. I've always kind of despised series that take place in these historical settings that aren't usually actually that fun. And because usually the characters, they always fall into the same tropes. A lot of the politics just aren't interesting anymore. And it's just overdone in general usually. Supposedly, there's a magic element to it, which is probably the aspect that would get me to watch it, if anything, if it's done well. So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out. I'll be checking out the first episode, but the odds it just becomes yet another historical series is high. I'm feeling the people who won't like this will be deterred quickly, but the people who like it will probably really like it. So I could see this getting around like a low 8 maybe. I believe it's an original done by Pine Jam. Pine Jam is a fairly new studio, and I believe they just haven't figured it out yet. They have solid production here and there, but it's not really consistent. This seems like another chill slice of life. Let me read the synopsis here. Building furniture and friendships have a lot in common. Intention, effort, and hard work are needed for both crafts. This is a story of girls in a DIY club building both as they carve out their futures. None of it comes easy, but that doesn't stop any of them. Furniture, friendships, and the future. They're building it all with their own hands. So it's essentially going to be an episodic slice of life showing the power of friendship through workshop, I guess. Sounds kind of fun. I might check it out. It sounds like it's pretty much going to be like that short episode anime that came out about making mugs a few seasons ago. It's kind of hard to throw a rating prediction for this one, so I'm just going to say it'll get a high 6 maybe. I'm not going to attempt to say this name, but I don't have to see any more to guess this is probably the new trashy rom-com of the season. Let me see the synopsis. Third year high school student Jiro Yakuin hoped to partner with of the same class in the mandatory couple practical course. In this practical, students must demonstrate that they have the necessary skill set to live with a partner of the opposite sex, while presenting a certain level of harmony to the video surveillance that grades them. Oh my god, it's still going. Unfortunately, random chance put his slightly subdued self into a practical with the person polar opposite to him. Yeah, Akari on the other hand hoped to be paired with her crush. Their hopes are doubly dashed when they find out that Shiori and Minami are assigned together. Thus, they reluctantly decide to cooperate to reach the top 10, which would give them the right to exchange partners if both couples agree. To the end, Jiro steals Akari's first kiss without realizing what he'd done, while giving a hurried goodbye kiss. Yeah, so I'm right. It's being done by Studio Mother, which is a studio I'm actually not familiar at all with. Let me check it out. Okay, yeah, that makes sense why. Yeah, so the show will probably be goofy as fuck, and I don't have too many high hopes for it in terms of production. But who knows, it might be fun. I'll watch the first episode. These type of anime typically do horribly critically like every single time, and this one seems no different. I think it'll probably be a mid-6, 6.5. I'm the villainous, so I'm taming the final boss. Yeah, so right off the back, I'm not watching this. It's an isekai light novel that started in 2017, so it's definitely some ass. People still do like these though for some reason, so I could see it getting like a mid-6 to high-6 maybe, who the fuck knows. Sakuraba was an ordinary student until his life turned upside down. Oh my god. He finds out that he is a 19th year of the famous Iga ninjas. The Iga must try to defend what is theirs from the Koga, a rivaling clan seeking to end Itoki's life. Itoki is left with no choice but to become a shinobi that's strong enough to not only protect himself, but also his village. Now a student at a fucking ninja academy, a high school specialized in shinobi techniques. I think we got that from the fucking ninja academy name. Itoki learns the way of the modern day ninja, equipped with high-tech suits and gadgets. Together with students from other villages, Itoki clashes with the Koga in an attempt to end the rivalry once and for all. So it's an action harem, it seems, from looking over here. I don't know who the hell Troika Studio is, and I have to say these god-awful character designs make me want to just fucking go to the next anime. This is one of the most generic sounding and looking series I've probably ever seen. I won't be watching this. Maybe it gets like a 6 out of 10. Let's keep going. Golden Kamui I still need to get on. Reincarnated as a sword. Jesus fucking Christ. I feel like it'll low-key be decent like that fucking one defense video game one, but there's just no chance I watch it. Yurusei Yatsura by David Productions. It could be decent. Everyone reposted it on Instagram when it was announced, but I like completely doubt that more than half the people will be watching past the 3rd episode. They have a decent team working on it, and it's supposed to be several cores. It might be decent. Let me read the synopsis. Loom, the gorgeous daughter of an invading race of Oni aliens, is smitten with high school student Ataru Moruboshi, a dedicated womanizer. Ataru is unfazed by Loom's fierce electric shocks and continues his daily hunt for pretty girls. With a host of unique characters including classmate Shinobu, elegant shrine maiden Sakura, Loom's best friend Oyuki, Ben 10, and Ran. Oh my god, it's all fucking names. Little brat hero. Secretly female beauty. Classic slapstick love comedy where anything goes. Yeah, it definitely sounds like something from the 70s. I think it'll do decent, maybe high 7. Welcome to Demon School. I still need to get on that as well. The Eminence and Shadow. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the novel. It's isekai, supposedly one of the good ones, done by Nexus. They did Darwin Game, I think, which I feel like had pretty decent production. So they should be fine here. I know nothing of the series, so I'll read the synopsis. Some people just aren't suited to playing the part of the flashy, in-your-face hero or the dastardly mustache-twirling villain with larger-than-life panache. Instead, they operate in the shadows and pull the strings of society through wit and cleverness. That's the role Sid wants to play when he's transported to another world. Sid spins a yarn or 3 and becomes the unlikely leader of the underground Shadow Garden organization that fights against a menacing cult, which he totally made up. However, there's a catch even his wild imagination didn't see coming. The cult he concocted actually exists, and they're beyond displeased that his power fantasy just got in the way of their evil plans. Okay, so an edgy but dumbass protagonist. I can kind of see this adaptation being ass actually, like one of those read the novel instead of the anime type of adaptation. But maybe not. I'll be watching it unless it's ass. I think it'll be like probably a 7.5. I haven't degenerated far enough. I have read To Your Eternity pretty far in, but I don't think I'll be watching it. I know it's probably great, but I just have no desire to watch it. Blue Lock done by 8-Bit. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed and a lot of people are going to be in denial. We'll see how Blue Lock's great dialogue transfers to vocals. I'll probably watch the first episode, but Blue Lock is just, it's not a series I'm fond of. I thought the part of manga I read was just like complete fucking ass. Not the fact that they're both blue, but I think we'll receive something similar to the Blue Period adaptation. Take that how you want. I feel like this will either be like a high 6 or a low 8. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. I'm pretty fucking excited, man. There's dozens of scenes in this arc I've been waiting to see animated, like probably, it's almost a decade now. Production will be good, I think they'll do everything right. I don't think they'll change any of the story, even though there are a few things that should change. And I'm kind of hoping they use some of the old soundtrack from the OG. I don't see this adaptation going wrong. It's not an amazing arc, it's not one of the best arcs, but I think we'll all still love it. I think we'll see like a mid-8. My Hero Season 6. I don't remember where I stopped watching My Hero, but it was just flat out unwatchable when I dropped it. It's fair to say I'm not watching this. Mob Psycho Season 3. I've always held back from touching the manga because I felt like the anime was just going to top it in every way possible. I don't know what to expect this season, but I'm very excited. I think we see Mob Psycho touch a 9 on Mal. Spy Family Season 2. I was originally a Spy Family hater before I read it, naturally because I have beef with the Weekly Shonen Jump. But no, I really liked the manga when I read it. And I think they did everything right when adapting the first season. It's a quick turnaround from Season 1, but I kind of have no doubt that it's not going to be rushed. I think it does pretty much just as well as the first season did. And now the most anticipated anime of this entire year, I'd say probably, it's Chainsaw Man. I think we're pretty much past the possibility of the anime being a flop or poor adaptation. Everything that's been showed about the anime has been pretty much perfect. In terms of production, there's a real chance Mappa just flat out creates the best production of all time. Chainsaw Man is like the perfect canvas you could have for trying to display the fucking studio. The tone allows for a lot of creativity, and the action gives a lot of chances to display some crazy animation. Yoshiara is the action director. He worked on Wonder Egg, an anime with phenomenal action, as well as Jujutsu Kaisen and some One Punch Man, I think. I think Chainsaw Man is in perfect hands here. This is most likely the anime that takes the anime community to a new level. I think we're gonna see some heights similar to Attack on Titan, and this is only the first season. It's very obvious, but there's something special here. If the first episode is as good as we're all expecting, I think it literally takes #1 spot on Mal right away. Maybe slowly like dwindling below, but then honestly I think it returns to #1 when it finishes. I wouldn't say this is even exceeding expectations. This is what will probably happen, I think, if it's adapted as well as we already expect. There's obviously a real possibility it goes even among that though. Alright, enough cocksucking, I'm gonna move to the movies. We're gonna receive these two movies, which are related in an alternative kind of way, I think. It's gonna be interesting. I don't think they'll be phenomenal in terms of like storytelling, but I think they'll be successful with the concept they're trying to go for. Oh, different studios. Takasaki Koyomi is a boy who lives with his mother after his parents divorce. He attempts to make friends in his new college prep school, but his social awkwardness combined with an atmosphere of focusing on studies means he is unsuccessful. One day, his classmate Takigawa approaches him and tells him that she is actually from the World Line 85, where she and Koyomi are lovers. This one's done by Bakken Record, which is a new studio, I believe, probably contributing to this experiment as a showcase for their capabilities. Let's see the other one. Koyomi is a boy who lives with his father after his parents' divorce. He meets a girl named Sato Shiori at his father's research lab, and they begin a relationship that is slowly blossoming into love. But everything changes when their parents decide to marry each other, and they decide to move to a parallel world where they are not step-siblings. So I respect the choice to go that far to avoid some near incest. I'm not an expert on that ethical dilemma here, but I respect it. So yeah, you can kind of see where they're going with the World Lines multiverse and all that fucking type of shit. I think there's some importance about deciding which movie you watch first. I think I'll watch this one. I don't think either movie will get high ratings, maybe like low 7, but I think the concept will be cool to see. course, Slam Dunk's getting a new movie. And of course, the new Shinkai movie, Suzume. Story follows Suzume, a 17-year-old girl from a quiet Kyushu town who meets a young man looking for a door. They find a door within ruins in the mountain, and Suzume opens it. Soon more doors begin to open around Japan, bringing disasters from the other side. This film depicts Suzume's liberation and growth as she closes doors that are causing disaster. So yeah, very Shinkai sounding. I think production will be off the charts like always. Maybe kind of a mid-story, but I'm still kind of excited. Since it's Shinkai, it'll obviously get like a 8.7 on Mal, I think though. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything I might consider watching, as well as some predictions. Obviously all my predictions will be right, but I'll be making another video at the end of the season to reflect on what happened during the season and how correct my predictions were. Make sure to check out my Instagram and make sure to like and subscribe. Easy.